What's up, Profit family? It's D'Angelo from Profit K9 Services here, and it's something I wanted to talk about. It's the dog lovers. This is for all the dog lovers. Please stop trying to prove that you're really good with dogs when you see a dog is having issues with meeting people. For instance, I was walking the other day, and one of my neighbors saw me walking one of the boarding trains. And it was a German Shepherd, and she was like, oh, how old is she? This, that, and the third. And I told her, and then she was like, oh, you want another one? I was like, no, this one isn't even mine. I said, I'm training this one. So then she was like, okay, are you walking towards that way? I said, yeah, I'm walking down there. She was like, okay, well, I'm gonna pull mine out. He's a big one. So she pulls this humongous male German Shepherd out. I think she said he's 3 years old. And he had to be every bit of 90 something pounds plus, but literally scared of the world. I mean, barking, growling at everything, act like he wanted to come towards me. Then when I turned and faced him, he backed off. And then the neighbor across the street from her, they come out the door and he's talking to him. He's like, hey, let me meet him. I'm really good with dogs, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, he doesn't. I told him, and then the lady was like, yeah, you can meet him, this, that, and the third. So she goes over there and tries to force the dog to meet the neighbor. And I'm looking and I'm like, no, you should not do that. So I continue to watch, and the guy kind of continues to like force himself on the, walk towards the dog. I said, excuse me. I said, sir, I wouldn't do that. He's like, no, I'm from the military, we had these dogs, I've probably seen 80, 90 shepherds, and, I've been around 80, 90 shepherds, and I used to hang around them and everything and handle them, and they give me a day, and they say, hey, here you go, you're going to handle it for the day. And I'm like, okay, that's first red flag. What he told me. But after that, I'm looking at the dog, and the dog is literally, he's trying to walk towards the dog. The dog is literally going the opposite way and puts itself in a sit. Literally put itself in a sit and just looks at him like, no, I don't want to go over there. And the owner's like, come on over here. Be nice. And it's like, I was like, no, I told him, and I stopped. Like, I was walking back by. I was like, hey. I was like, I trained dog. I said, do not do that. I said, one of the most dangerous dogs is a fearful dog. I'd rather have a confident and aggressive dog any day than a fearful dog. A fearful dog, you do not know what they will do. Based on what he was doing, he didn't want to bite him or anything like that. But if you were to continue to push up against him, he may, dog's going to choose fight or flight. And if he can no longer run, then guess what? He may choose to stand up for himself and bite you. Then guess what? You're going to play the victim. So, all in all, just please stop. If you see a fearful dog, a dog that's barking, reacting and stuff like that, you don't have to prove how good you are with dogs and stuff like that. To be honest, for me, a sign that I know somebody's been around dogs and they may do something with dogs or they have experience with dogs is a person who comes in and ignores the dog, does not try to touch the dog, will ask the person, is the dog friendly, and stuff like that. They won't reach out for the dog and stuff like that. People like that. But other than that, when you get people who want to prove themselves that, hey, I'm really good with dogs, this, that, and the third, cut it out. Because what's going to happen is you're going to run into that right dog, and that right dog is, they're going to go up to you, or you're going to go up to that dog, and they're just going to bite you. You might get a silent dog who doesn't do anything, they'll just wait until you come into striking distance, and then they'll bite you. I've seen plenty of those dogs. Actually, in reality, sometimes the quiet ones are the most dangerous ones. From my experience. So pay attention to your cues, give the dog time to accept you. Don't try to force yourself on the dog, because if you force yourself on the dog, you will get bit, or you could possibly get bit. But just stay safe. Stop trying to walk out with your chest out and act like you have something to prove to your neighbors and stuff like that. And just prove to people in general that you're so good with dogs, man. Take it for what it is. If the dog accepts you, it accepts you. That 5-10 seconds that you might get rubbing them, is that really worth stitches in your arm or hospital visit? I don't think so. So, all in all, it's D'Angelo from Profit K9 Services. Stay safe, respect the dogs, allow them to accept you, and then move about from there. Until next time, talk to you soon.